Welcome everyone. Hello, welcome everyone to the Sound and Light Talk. Everything is sound and light, in case you didn't know. I am Josh Daniel, and today we are talking about the world of light and sound and light. So welcome everyone. Uh, yeah, I used to do computer animation. I was actually one of the first animators in Hollywood a long time ago. I'm still doing the same career, it's just evolved. So instead of layering pixels and layers in digital world a movie, now we're layering frequencies with light in the room. So if you go to the Newport A room, we have a whole advanced setup there with light and sound. So we'll start off with light. So what you're seeing here is actually, it looks just like red light. Does anyone have a drink with them? Any water or anything? Okay, good, Joe. So proof is in the pudding if it works. So taste it what it's like now. Okay, taste it what it's like now. Okay, taste what it's like now. What do you notice? Should be like softer, smoother, more like it came from a fresh mountain spring and not a plastic cup. So what's happening, we're able to do is manipulate matter at the subatomic level. I'm sure if you're at the Conscious Life Expo, you're familiar with scalar energy. So I know all about scalar, I've been through that, but it never had like a very powerful impacting thing. It works, it's great, I highly endorse it. But with light, why this red light's different, we're using red light or the biophotons in the light to deliver the information. So we can encode information. And light's actually physical. It's kind of controversial, but the physical is light and the light is physical. So as the light is encoded with this information, anything it touches it transforms. And now the whole energy of this room is now like cleaned up. And anytime I go in a hotel, this is like the first thing I do is like it cleans up all the energy. So when you hit the light, for example, on your drink, that's now a very expensive health supplement. Yeah, right. So what I did is obviously there's a lot of different frequencies out there. I turned it into three main categories: pain and inflammation. There's nothing. I will put this up against anyone that has anything for pain and inflammation. It'll outperform it. In the red light room, the Newport A room, we had several people, a lot of pain. They come in there within like 5 minutes, all their pain is gone because of a very unique proprietary pain and inflammation program that's in here. So when that hits it, it makes the pain and inflammation go away. So the second category, what everyone wants, is anti-aging. So you pretty much be young forever. So we wouldn't want that. So all the anti-aging programs for building collagen, elastin, everything for rejuvenating, even stem cells. Then the third category are nootropics, everything for advanced brainwave states. Ideally, you want to get into high alpha because that's where like real genius and intuition and everything's activated. So it says three main categories: the pain, inflammation, nootropics, and then anti-aging, all in this light. So when the what used to be called the Grand Canyon or GCF light, um, it's soon going to be called the Renovari light because we just are the past 60 days or whatever time. I'm not even in time. In the past um, probably 6 months, we just set up like the world's most advanced stem cell research center. It's in Baja, Mexico. We have 25 acres right on the ocean. It's going to become the Silicon Valley of stem cells. We by far have today the world's most advanced stem cells there are. No one can compete. I don't care who, what, where. So our business partner is actually the government of Mexico. So there's an institute down there called Successi. And actually, I wanted to hire them to do research on methylene blue and red light, and I found out they have a stem cell research center in there. I never got a stem cell treatment because I was like, where do they come from? Like, what's your chain of custody? I would trust a drug dealer over a stem cell doctor. Like, go in and ask them one simple question: where does this come from? Oh, magically, they have all kinds of excuses they don't know. They don't ever say that. So Successi, the process, they know who the mother is. They have it documented. No tattoos, no vaccines. It's the firstborn child, cesarean between 18 and I think 25. And then on average of the 10 umbilical cords that go back to the research center, 9 are rejected, 1 are kept. So their quality control level is unheard of because they need this for research. They're not doing this for a business. So when I was in there and they were showing me all this, it's like, well, now that's a stem cell treatment I would take. I would well, we can't do that because they're a research center. We only research here. So I thought, okay, I have an idea. What if we work out some kind of arrangement where we do all the paperwork and everything that's necessary and become part of business relationship, and then we buy the stem cells from you and we take it across the street and do a treatment? Yes. So we can do that today. We just recently set up a beautiful 7-bedroom compound villa right on the ocean. You can walk in there, VIP chef, and you will absolutely get fresh is better. Right from a $50 million research center across the street to your private villa, you will get the best stem cell treatment on earth, bar none. I will challenge anybody, and private chef and all of that. So anyway, I didn't get, on the name that all came about from the name of the light. So originally I had all these products called, we're building this Grand Canyon Foundation, but then at some point, someone passed these out. There's some of these, pass these around. It's to be a little odd. Grand Canyon Foundation stem cells. It's like that doesn't. So I thought, okay, we got to change, and things just kept evolving. So let's change the brand. So now, all these products and everything, it's going to be called Renovari. That's a great Renovari foundation for the stem cells. So that'll be all. So put all the health tech products in Renovari. We'll get into the audio sound later. So that's so now the actually buy these now. These are $400. The flask is anything you put in this flask. The stainless steel is programmed with all the frequencies, so it'll shift it. You just make your own energy drink. Coffee is massively noticeable. You could get the nastiest, bitter, worst coffee in the world. Put it in here. It'll taste like Italian fresh roasted coffee. And it's going to have all those frequencies in there. The other thing we have is the most popular product is the rejuvenation gel. It's colloidal silver gel, but the colloidal silver is imprinted with all the same frequencies. So put it on your face. You're younger, brush your teeth with it. Pain, inflammation, all of that. Then this little bottle is that's actually the world's first. You'd call it the world's first consumable frequency supplement. I could do easily a 3-hour talk just on that. So the main, we have to differentiate ingredients. So you have physical and then the quantum. So physically, this has glutathione in it, like real physical glutathione, very good high grade glutathione in there. Who in here has heard about liposomal delivery? Right? Everyone kind of would agree liposomal delivery is the coolest, latest high tech thing there is. Well, guess what? In my world, it's yesterday's news. It's over. The new thing is, and unfortunately, the liposomal industry will hate me, but oh well, that's life. Is liposomes are now obsolete. There's a better delivery system. It's called Silock and DexKey. Liposomes have a lot of problems because they're the oils, and that's really not that great for you. And the time release isn't all that specific. So Silock and DexKey, and if you go on the website, there's massive information about it. We put the supplement, it's in a dextrin fibrous cage, so there's no fats. It's like a dextrin fibrous cage, and it releases exactly at the right time in your gut. So that blows away any. I've had people who get like glutathione IV drips, so they know glutathione very, very well. They would take 2 of those, and they're like, that blows away any glutathione IV drip I've ever had. Right there. Now, the other thing is, who here has heard of colloidal silver? And have you? Hmm? Right. Have you ever heard of colloidal silver as a powder? No, because I'm the first one that made it as a powder. So we have colloidal silver as a powder. The reason why I needed it as a powder, not a water, I had to put it in the supplement. Yeah, so this has 5 milligrams for each capsule. I think it's 5 milligrams. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, it's 10 milligrams of colloidal silver per capsule. So the reason why I wanted the colloidal silver in there, one, it's good for, antimicrobial, properties, which is well documented, is silver holds frequency really well. So you're literally eating the frequency. So when and actually the frequency, this whole thing started from methylene blue, and methylene blue is messy, and you get it all over you, and it stains everything. Well, how could I get the properties of methylene blue without all that? I ruined so many shirts and jackets and suits, and I won't even travel with it anymore because the bottle breaks in the suitcase, then all your luggage is ruined. So I thought, okay, well, we just take the frequency of methylene blue and imprint that in there, and then I don't have to deal with the blue. Yeah, so that's in there. And then, and here's the light. So the light has 5 different diodes in there. The reason why I put 5, each one goes a little bit. You have the red and then the infrared. They go into different depths. So when you put that on your arm, you have the blue is the surface. Then you hit the button again. You're going to go to the 2 reds. So they go a little bit deeper. You can't see the infrareds because the human eye can't see it. The first button you hit, all 5 of them are on. So this is going to penetrate through all levels. Now, the reason why I wanted that is I'm not really interested. We're the only red light company that the guy who put it all together will say, talk about insanity. We're not interested in red light. If you want to buy red light, go buy it from somebody else. It'll be cheaper, not better, but the reason why I want the red light is, to me, it's like an IV. It's a quantum IV drip. So the red light is delivering the nutrients. That's why I'm all about red light. And in the Newport A room, you'll see we have giant red light panels. As far as I know, I'm the only one that uses glass. So normal red light panels, it's all the lenses are all plastic. Mine are all glass because glass amplifies and projects the frequency better. So we pretty much covered the world of supplement world before we jump over to audio. Does anyone have any? I'm moving through a lot of information fast. This is really cheap. It's like $30, $29.99. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a reason why it's so cheap. Now, this is the same thing, $29.99. And if you go to the Newport A room, you'll see it right next to. We have a table. We're selling all this. Now, the gel is also $29.99. I mean, the amount of frequency nutrients in here are very expensive, so that's a great deal. The light is expensive. These will be a collector item because when these are gone, the new branding will be Renovari. So these are $400. I only have a limited amount of these left, and I'm like, well, we'll just keep them at $400. It varies. Uh, what I can do is get back to you on that. I have a whole tech sheet I'll get to you that will get more into detail on that. On the, what I want to say about because we're shifting the branding of the red light over to everything's going to be Renovari. So, any other questions? Why it's so cheap? We didn't actually address that. There was a topic there. The branding's all being changed over to Renovari, so we just want to get rid of this inventory because it says Grand Canyon when the new thing is Renovari. So that's why we just cut the price in half. It's kind of like a very good sale. So, go ahead.
Now you said that you have better stem cells than anybody else. Like,
right.
Why are they better? What is it?
There's a lot of reasons.
Where does it come from? Like you say.
Okay, you say where does it come from? I can actually take you to the lab. It's a $50 million research institute in Ensenada, Mexico, that sits up on the bluff of a hill. And it's the Mexican government's, their version of Department of Health. So they're doing this stuff for government research, not for commercial gain. So many of the reasons is they have an entire chain of custody. Because when they're doing their research, they can't have like these they're doing real research there. So one is they have the chain of custody, no tattoos, no vaccines, healthy diet, all of that first point. And when you're doing research, you need constant. You can't have things bound because one test, suddenly the next test is all different. So you have to have everything constant. So that's why they have to do it like that. So the firstborn child only, the umbilical cord, cesarean section. So they have this insanely strict protocol. On average, of the 10 umbilical cords that come in there, they reject 9 and keep 1. There is no commercial stem cell place on earth that would do that because they have a different agenda to make money. They're doing it for research. So there's that part to it, and then the standards and the way there's a limited cloning cycle. It's very low numbers. Other places, uh, we've actually did a lot of testing, and a lot of the other places. I would just say if you're going to get a stem cell treatment from somewhere, just say, hey, can I come in with a syringe and just pull some out of the bag, and I want to go test it. Yeah, see how that conversation goes before I get it. You'll. That's all I'm going to say on that issue. You can figure out the rest. And now the other new generation we're working on are Muse cells. And if you go to renovarifoundation.io, you'll see all about Muse cells. It's a new thing not many people know about. Muse cells, out of like one treatment of stem cells would be like 100 billion. Out of one dose of stem cells, about 2 to 3%, somewhere in there, are Muse cells. They are like, if stem cells are gasoline, Muse cells are like jet fuel. They're like very high powered, extremely advanced. That everyone wants Muse cells now. That's going to be the new craze. 5 years from now, no one will even be talking about stem cells. Everyone's going to be Muse cells, and you heard it first from me. Uh, so that's another big thing. Even maybe more. If you go on the Renovari Foundation IO, actually, I am not a stem cell doctor. I'm not a researcher. I'm just kind of the guy that put it all together. But if you go, I hired a very brilliant doctor. I said, write a whole research report all about Muse cells, and he did. And he not AI, he wrote it, and it's actually you'll see it right on the website. It'll tell you all about Muse cells in great detail. Okay, I'll go ahead. Right. Well, there's two worlds. You have the physical, which in most places are they would consider chemistry when they're formulating supplements. So we use chemistry, computer programming, physics, and quantum physics. So, for example, this supplement has the physical. We got to be like use different languaging. The glutathione, there's physical chemistry. Like if I walked into a chemistry lab and they tested, yes, there's glutathione in here. I said, well, test the colloidal silver. How much glutathione is there? They would say, you're insane. Get out of our lab. But the frequency of glutathione is stored in the silver. So the silver is vibrating like a quantum harmonic of the frequency of glutathione. So you're getting the physical and the frequency all at the same, plus a lot of other things in there too, all the other stuff. Okay, oh, go ahead. MUSE, Muse. Yeah, if you just go to Renovari, RINNOVARE, foundation.io, right at the top or over, you'll see Muse cells. Click down there. Yeah, if you on the cards I just passed out on. Yeah, it's right there.
Just a question to give myself peace of mind. Years and years ago, I had a girl work for me, and she was blue because her parents gave her coil.
Oh yeah, I know about it. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a lot of I know about that. Yeah, there.
So can you talk about that for a minute?
A lot of people think the more colloidal silver you take, the better, and that's not the case. And also, it's how it's engineered. Uh, you could do a whole. It's almost like what was that show? There was some like a operatic miniseries. You could actually do like an operatic miniseries drama of the colloidal silver battles. They're different groups, like they're colloidal silver. It's a very small world. So we do with ours. It's at first it's a really low dose, and I could eat this whole body, and I could take 12 of these bottles. I'll just have a lot of energy. There's no way you can get blue from this. It would be physically impossible. Now, yes, some of those liquid ones that they're not, they're doing not in the right way, whatever they're doing isn't engineered the proper way. Now, if you do it correctly, low dose is actually better. People think, it's this American mentality, more is better, and it's not. Certain things maybe, but the lower dose colloidal silver actually engineered correctly actually works very well. Yeah, so there's no. I would take 20 of these. I would, and actually you could also open a capsule and put it in water and mix it around and drink it. I could take 30 of these, put it in a glass, drink it. I could do that every day for 30. I wouldn't recommend it, but I could do that, and I'm not going to turn blue. Fine. So now we'll get into the world of audio. So remember back when TVs had a tube, and then one day they didn't. Where'd they go? Everything's flat. Now, see these speakers, guess what? These speakers are a tube, right? They're wide. That means back here, this is called a cone and piston speaker. There's a magnetic thing back here, and then it goes out like that, and then there's that, and that's a speaker. So this is the first time in your life you've ever seen a flat speaker. So speakers are now flat. This is our new technology to do audio. This speaker moves sound. We call it 4D, basically 4D sound, meaning it moves in a quantum way. When you come over in the Newport room, you could sit in there. I could really blast it as loud, and it can get very loud. There's a big one in there. Your eardrums don't hurt because this thing is this is like the this reminds just looking at that is like ancient technology. So this is like basically a horse-drawn carriage. You have horsepower. Get that sound out there. That's very whatever. Just where it is, it is. So what this does is it's a very advanced magnetic field it generates. When it generates that magnetic field, like you'd think of almost like a tensor field, it then forms this magnetic pulse wave. You think quantum wave. So it's not like sound like in an ocean, waves moving. The sound just transfers. We're doing it's more like an energy transfer and not like when I go like that, that's like a bang, a physical. That takes a lot of energy. These things are so energy efficient because they're using the magnetic resonance to move what you think is sound around the room. The end result is your whole body feels this sound. So a lot of times when people hear these new audio speaker systems, your brain can't process it because you've never heard sound like this before. You're like, this sounds too good. Your mind can't wrap around it. So this is and when you go in there, you'll see we have one massive, we call it an array, and has hundreds of little speakers in there. So they're basically miniature versions of this. So this is the desktop system. So you get two of these. Two of these could easily would do an amazing. You could have a serious rock concert just with. There was an event in Malibu I was part of, and I thought, hey, I'm going to bring some speakers. You guys, but they're like, oh no, bring them down. Let's have some fun. So I set them up. It's this. They call it Surf Canyon. It's like the cool part of the Malibu market down there. So I had the speakers playing. Well, this guy walks up and he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Well, it's a speaker." He said, "No, how's it doing that?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you." So he was coming out of the door of the Whole Foods, which was definitely well of a quarter of a mile away. He said, I came out of the door of Whole Foods. It's a quarter of a mile away, and I could hear your music playing perfectly. I tracked it down to where you were because I had to hear this because I'm like I install high-end professional audio for a living, and I had to figure out what that is. So that's the way, because there's virtually no distortion. We've already done tests. We can build a really big array. This was done on a runway. So the big array was set up, turned on, and it was measured in a projected sound 1 mile that way, and the quality was pretty much like over 90%, like 96%. So what you could do is two people could stand in front of this massive array and have a conversation. You could hear each other. Go a mile that way, and the sound is still the same. Now, according to like known audio like that, that's impossible. But with this, it is possible. So we pretty much just covered every major tech innovation on Earth within about 30 minutes here.
With these type of speakers, there'll be distortion.
Yeah, there'll be a distorted nightmare.
So
there's no distortion in this. No. Now the other cool thing is when these are playing, like in a house or wherever, we did some things. Oh, we had an event in a massive space. There's this huge warehouse. And I said, walk anywhere around here. The sound's always going to say. So they went like way back in a corner behind walls and other, and they're like, yeah, it's. I can still hear it like clear. What? Not really. It's a totally different kind of technology. You could think of it as a transducer, but it's a totally kind of different technology. Now the other thing is this is all new tech, like nobody's heard of. Now we have a very big installation going into the sound system in a major production Hollywood production company, so that'll be happening soon. But hardly anybody knows that this exists. So the other opportunity is not to turn you into salespeople or whatever, but we pay 20% commission on all this. Now we make the equipment. You know, I'm way too busy to set up a red light lounge. We have one here that works very well. It's probably the only red light lounge I will ever set up. Uh, but our thing is, you go set up your red light lounge. We give you all the training know-how and equipment, and you'll do very well. So any more? I don't know where the time is. Let me look at my clock here, see how we are on time. We got a lot of time. Okay, move through fast. So any more questions or go ahead? Uh, that's a good question. There already is headphone version. Uh, if you go, I'll get to you with that later. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
Something like brain shop
Yeah.
with the headphones and the lines and all that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to do there. It's one step at a time. Yeah. Well, the desktop set it's not cheap. It's 10 grand. You get everything. You just need the computer. Everything else, the electronics, the woofer, uh, the amplifier, we provide all of that for the 10 grand. And uh, unfortunately, this is like this is like military grade aerospace technology building. So it's actually a very good deal. Now, if you you know, you'll be very happy with it. It's and the big one you'll see in the other room. And if you go to marzianilabs.com, all the prices and everything are there. No, the other, any more questions? We might as well jump to the next quantum field here.
I have like a record player and so do I need an
Yeah.
amplifier?
No, you're still going to need an amp for that. And ideally, we provide you with all that because this is very highly engineered. So what you'd want to use our completed thing. It's not like you can just plug this into an existing system.
With the record player, the turntable that I have, I use your amplifier and yours.
Yeah, and then you can plug that record player into our, yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, it's well, we have a table and a room. It's bigger than this room. It's Newport A. Just as you're coming up the grand staircase over into this world, Newport A, you'll see a lot of people think like Close Encounters of the Third Kind because you see red light coming out from under the door. And it's $20 to get in, and reddish pink, yeah.
Wireless?
Unfortunately, not. We need wired. Yeah. No, you can use wireless, but you lose the quality and bit rate. Go ahead.
Is this technology in any way related to the neurophone technology?
No, no, totally different.
Okay, it sounds a little bit familiar.
Yeah.
You said the sound goes into the skin.
Yeah, if you go in the Newport A room, and if usually at the end of the session I say, do you want to really? Because we're operating it at like 1% of the. It's mainly a meditation room, so I'm like we're really operating this at 1% of the potential. Whoever's left, if you really want to hear the power of this, I'll turn it up, and some people do turn it up. That would be like 100 million